Welcome back, everybody. Now today I'm back with some breakfast related gadgets. That's right. Coffee and waffles, anyone? I've got the gadgets just for you. Both these items were by request, and both of them hopefully help make your breakfast a little bit better. So let's get started with the first item. Let's take a look at this Bubble waffle maker. I paid $36.99 for this. Currently has a 4.3 star rating. I have a card here begging for your product review. This is the product review. All right, here it is. Here it is. And there's some instructions, another card. We got plenty of stuff here to start us off. Now they claim that it's a bubble waffle maker, also known as an egg waffle maker, with a non-stick surface, 180-degree flip feature, overheat protection, non-slip feet, and cool touch handle. Now this seems to be one of the more popular models on Amazon. People saying it's easy to use and they love the final result. The main complaints I saw were about the cleaning. They say it's difficult to clean, which I can see why. Some people said the cooking was uneven, other people said it needs a temperature control. So I'm gonna wash this off, read these over, and then get started. Let's get cooking now, shall we? I think it's time to put on my Frequent Reviews apron. That's right. Get serious here. Now we're set. Now on Amazon, a lot of people said don't use the recipe that's supplied by the Bubble waffle maker, so I'm not. I found another one online, and I'm gonna use that. So let's get started. First up, 2 large eggs. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And mix. 1/3 cup of milk. Mix some more. Set aside. Bowl number 2. 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Whisk these up. 1/2 cup of sugar. Add the egg mixture. 2 teaspoons of melted butter. It looks delicious. It smells good too. Now it's time for the star of the show here. Now I did wash this off, so I think we're ready to go. First thing you're supposed to do is plug this in, and it automatically turns on. We have a light there. When it's done preheating, we gotta add oil and then add our mix, and we should have waffles in about 3 minutes. All right, the green indicator light is on, so we are preheated, we are ready to rock. Now open this up and apply some oil to both plates. Now about 2/3 cup right in the dead center here. They say put about 70% on there. I guess that's 70%. Close it and immediately flip. Now we go 90 seconds and then we flip it again. This is just my first time, so if it's messed up, I'll try it again. But I have high hopes, kind of. Now I've used a lot of appliances like this. I did a cake pop maker, I've done waffle makers, I did mini donuts, so it's kind of along the same lines. Usually the hardest part is how much to put in there. So the recipe I'm following said 2/3 of a cup, so if that's not right, we'll keep trying. About 1.5 minutes now, let's flip this thing. And flip it. And at the 3-minute mark, I should have some beautiful, delicious, perfect bubble waffles. We shall see. I'm smelling it. It smells good. It smells right. The smell is accurate already. One thing I noticed is there's no lock on this handle. It just kind of closes. The anticipation is growing. I got to take a peek. Oh, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. We're pushing 3 minutes now. Let's pull this out of here. So I guess I have to just unplug it to turn it off. I'll do that. I'm going to flip it one more time. Let's see what we got here. Oh, they look pretty good. They look pretty good. I didn't fill the entire area. Looks like I could have added a little bit more batter, not too much. I'm pretty close here on the first try, not bad really. I'm pretty happy with the first attempt. Get these out of here and see what we've got. It lifts out nicely, Oh, nice texture, nice texture. Here we go, what do you guys think? Texture-wise, it looks beautiful. I'm gonna pull a piece off here. Look at that, not bad at all. Oh, it tastes good, it tastes good. That's a good recipe. Basic, simple recipe turned out nice. I'm gonna pull these apart. I kind of like the pulled apart. Everybody has a different idea how to do these. Right now, I'm kind of feeling the pulling apart technique here. These are good. You can add syrup or powdered sugar, but that's pretty good on its own. So the first round went pretty good. Everything tastes really nice. I like the texture, I like the taste. Good job as far as that goes, but they have other recipes in their recipe guide. So I'm gonna find another recipe and see what else I can make with this, because so far, first recipe went quite well. All right, it's time for round number 2. Now for round 2, I picked a recipe out of their book. The peanut butter bubble waffles. Sounds delicious to me. I've already prepared the batter per their instructions. And before this heats up, I did clean the unit off after the last use. It wasn't too hard to clean up. I think using oil for the first round is what made it so easy to clean. Nothing really stuck, so that's a good thing. One thing about these instructions is you have the ingredients right here, but the directions on the next page, so you're always going back and forth. It would have been nice if they could put it on one page. They didn't. Most of these recipes are kind of elaborate for what you, for this waffles. It shouldn't be that hard, right? All right, the light is on. Let's open this up. Add a little bit of oil here. The oil definitely seemed to help last time, so I'm gonna be generous with it. Now approximately 2/3 cup of our batter here. All right, there we go. Let's close this up. Flip it over. Got our stopwatch going. I'll keep an eye on this. We're at 1.5 minutes. I'm gonna flip it. Now these particular directions don't even say how to cook it. It just says cook according to the directions, that's it. But which directions? We're at 3 minutes, so let's check it out. And, oh, they look nice. They look pretty nice. Let's check the other side now. That looks nice too. Let me unplug this. I still think I could have got a little bit more, but I mean, I'm pretty close here, pretty close. And here is the final product. What do you guys think? It's looking pretty good to me. The prep time was significantly longer. It only took 3 minutes to cook. Flip this over. One side is a little bit more done than the other, it looks like, but pretty close. This is just kind of fun to do. Now you can roll this up like a cone. You can put ice cream in there. You can eat it plain. My first one I broke in little pieces. This one I'm gonna kind of eat just by itself. By the way, this recipe was pretty basic. It just called for basically eggs, flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, milk, vanilla extract, butter, and creamy peanut butter. So let's give it a taste here and see what we got. It's good. It's got a hint of peanut butter. I probably could have gone with more peanut butter, but I like peanut butter. But the texture is good. The taste is good. I think it's properly cooked, so I'm pretty happy with this. Let's go for a quick round 2 of this recipe while I have all this batter here and see how it turns out going 2 times in a row. We are preheated once again. Let's open it up. Add a little bit of oil before we get started here. It seems to help out. Close it up. Flip it. Stopwatch is going. Flip it at 90 seconds. In the 3 minutes, we should have beautiful round 2 of our peanut butter bubble waffles. I keep eating these while I'm waiting. They're pretty good. It's kind of growing on me. Time to flip. These are done. Let's check it out. And, oh, very nice. Very nice. What do you guys think? I'm pretty happy with that. Looking good to me. What do you guys think? Remember, there's no on-off button. Gotta unplug it to turn it off. Let's check the other side. The one side is a tad browner. I think that's still acceptable though. I don't think it's really a problem, but I do think it's a little bit browner on one side than the other. Not too much though. All right, so you had 2 back-to-back waffles. They both came out great. I'm pretty happy with it. So some of the recipes are a bit involved, but even the simple ones seem to come out good. So as far as I can tell, this product works quite well. Let's take a look at the Agogo pour over coffee maker. I paid $28.99 for this. Currently has a 4.5 star rating, and this one was a reviewer request. Right, here are the contents. We also have a cleaning brush. Now they claim that it's a pour over coffee maker with this wooden neck. Includes stainless steel filter. They say it can be chilled and reheated. Comes in various sizes from 6 to 10 cups. Also comes with a cleaning cloth, which is, I got a fish out of down there. Not bad. A lot of people online liked it, said it made superior coffee. They also praised the filter for ease of use. Not a lot of cons, but some people said removing the filter seems kind of hot. Some people said the glass gets too hot or that it was just too small. This should be easy to test out. All right, so I washed this off. I watched some videos on Amazon. Looks pretty simple. I've not done pour over coffee before, so it'll be a fun experience for me. First thing you're supposed to do is add the filter basket right there. Next up, we're gonna add our coffee grounds. Next up, we pour in our water. Now, I watched several different videos of people doing this online. There seems to be a difference of opinion on how to pour the water. Some people seem to pour it in pulses, some pour it continuously. I'm gonna go with the pulsing technique. We have coffee coming out. We have coffee. Let's keep going. It smells good. It looks like it's working pretty well. I'm gonna keep going here. I kind of figured out for the amount of grounds I have, I want to go up to about 500 here, so we got a little ways to go. There is something sort of oddly satisfying about doing it this way as opposed to in a drip coffee machine. All right, it smells like coffee in here. I think it's done. So now I have to remove the filter. Now this is fortunately a nice silicone handle, so it does not get too hot. I'm just going to put it on a plate right here, because it is kind of dripping a little bit. Supposedly this handle is not going to get hot, and it doesn't feel, it feels kind of warm actually. It's a little bit warm. It's not without heat. And we do have a pour spout right there. Looks like a nice fresh cup of coffee. It smells good. Now for the most important test, the taste test. It's actually quite good. It's a complex flavor. It's full-bodied. It's perhaps a little bit more flavorful than the coffee maker I use by a small margin. I would attribute that to the filter, which is significantly different than the one I use for my Cuisinart. It is quite good. I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest. I wasn't sure if this was going to replace a full-size coffee maker, and in some ways it kind of does. I would say my first test is a success. I'm going to keep using this though. I'm going to try to tweak it a little bit and see what kind of variations I can come up with, and also figure out the cleaning process, because there really wasn't a lot about that. One thing I'm curious about is this strap. Some people said it broke. Some people say you couldn't remove it. I'm thinking this knot here is going to be difficult to take out. And they say to clean it right after using, so we have a little bit more to do. But my first test so far, it's so good. Let's try round number 2. Now first up, I did wash this off. It washed up nicely, no problem. It looks pretty good on day number 2. Today I'm going to compare it to my drip coffee maker and see how the results are. So let's get started with round number 2. First up, add some coffee grounds. Next up, pouring in our water. I'm trying the constant pouring technique as opposed to the pulsating technique yesterday. All right, I think we're just about done with this one. I have nice piping hot coffee here. But we're not stopping there. I just brewed a small batch of coffee in my drip coffee maker. Let's compare that as well. So I try to keep the water to grounds ratio as close as I possibly could. It's the same brand of coffee, and they were brewed at the same time. This is my Cuisinart drip coffee maker, and this is the pour over coffee maker. I'm gonna kind of go back and forth here. Let's try the pour over coffee first. Good baseline. Let's compare to the drip. There is a slight difference. Let me go back and forth here. Pour over. Drip. All right, the differences are subtle, but there is a slight difference. I would say the pour over method is a little bit cleaner, a little bit more nuanced. It seems like you get a little bit more control over the extraction process. Now the drip coffee has a little bit more harshness to it, a little bit more pronounced bitterness. They're both pretty similar as far as the flavor profile goes, but I would say that the pour over is a little bit more complex and the drip is a little bit more intense. The pour over feels a little more hands-on, which is kind of satisfying as well. So I don't think that most people will find a huge difference between the two of them, but it is kind of a nice change of pace. And I would say if you're really into the nuances, this is certainly something to try because it seems to be a little bit more balanced than the drip coffee. All right, so in the end, I think both these worked, which is always good. And I should point out that the filter of the coffee maker, I did run the dishwasher a couple of times. It held up great. It's still working well. So it is dishwasher compatible. This had to come off first. I didn't run that through there. Now cleaning this is a little bit more problematic, but I was able to make it work. This strap in this wooden handle is a bit problematic at times. As far as the bubble waffle maker goes, it was pretty easy to clean, surprisingly. The nonstick surface plus using oil for each recipe was not that problematic to clean, so I think that this actually does work. The only real thing I kind of noticed is that you're supposed to flip it, and doing it with one hand seems kind of awkward. I always found myself holding the cord, which probably isn't ideal, but I don't want to touch the back as it gets hot. So I wish there was some sort of a handle back here you could pick it up with, because doing this way, I feel like the batter was going to fall out. So I used the cord, which I don't think is ideal. But other than that, I do think that it does work as advertised. But that's all I've got for this video. If you've tried these products or something like it, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.